104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wife! I am a wife!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Thursday. Wow, it's already Thursday. January the 4th of 2023, and it's 6 o'clock. Actually, it's 6:02, but we're going to ignore that part.
Yeah.
It's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Ahmad's in for
happens.
Sam. Happy Thursday to you. Okay, right out of the box, right now. People are listening to the show right now, maybe laying in their beds, because they're like, the alarm went off at 6.
So jealous.
Listening to that last little bit about, interesting questions to ask on dates you don't think you should. Here's my question for all you guys here, and maybe somebody's like relating right now. Is it just me? Is it a weird thing that if when you wake up, your alarm goes off, and you've been on one side of your body, like for most of the night, you feel like before you get out of bed, you gotta have to like move to the other side, kind of even it out, and then get out of the bed?
I can see that, especially if you're facing away from your like the alarm clock.
Yes.
You want to face that way for a few minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, I could
Or
see
do
that.
you just
I bolt
lay
out
on
of
one
bed.
side all night, and then who cares about the other side?
Ryan
If
just
it's-
opens the coffin part.
Now, when that alarm goes off, I got to bolt out of bed because if I start hitting snooze button, I'm going to go back into REM sleep, and I'm going to sleep through that alarm until somehow I can incorporate it into my dream.
Oh, there was a study, I think, on that, like on Monday or Tuesday, about like only 18% of people do that. Like as soon as the alarm goes off. Didn't we do that on Tuesday or whatever the first day was? I can't
remember.
Wednesday. There's something about people there's a very small percentage of people who, as soon as the alarm hits, they just get right out of bed. There's no like shuffling around in the bed. There's no like kind of moving around and laying there for a second. It's just like boom, bam. Like you said, Eric, opening the coffin.
That's what
I thought.
all I know is when the day I wake up on a Saturday at 6:30 a.m. That's when I know I'm old.
Oh my God, because you did it on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
just-
getting up that early on a Saturday.
And not going
7
back to
o'clock,
bed.
yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm awake.
7 o'clock.
Things to do. I
It's
would
like-
think maybe if it was 4 in the morning or
Well,
5.
like 7. I'm like, especially our job. We get up.
Yeah.
Why would I want to get up?
Nah,
and
take
get
advantage of those days
I
that you
wake
can
up
sleep
then.
in.
What time do you wake up?
On the weekend, I wake up at probably about 5:45 a.m.
Oh hell no!
Oh,
no
way.
wait. I mean, my body is like, hey, you gotta wake up. You're gonna be late for work because I'm used to getting up that time.
Right.
I can shut that
But do
thing
you
off.
just then realize, Special K, oh, it's Saturday and it's 5:45 and you roll over and go back to bed?
I definitely roll over and go
Yeah.
back to bed, or usually it's nature calls to get me out of bed anyway. So it's like, man, I gotta get up.
And then what do you do?
Well, then I go back to bed. Still go back to
You
bed.
wake up and go do chores.
No,
George.
no,
pigs.
no.
I still
Slop
feel like
pigs.
I feel like
You laugh, but a lot of people, my brother, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, they get up.
What?
He'll call
Hey.
me on a Saturday or Sunday morning, like, why are you calling so early? And he's out, like, taking care of the livestock.
How'd they get up at 1904? Did they
how
have
they
an
wake
alarm?
up
They
in
had those-
1904.
those clocks with
Yeah,
two
the
bells on
wind-up
sides?
kind, and they had, like,
Did
the
they have
little-
those in 1904?
I don't
I'm
know.
sure they did with the
1904 was
roosters.
a
How
long
about
time ago.
1896? Or
Roosters.
Roosters, you're right, Kevin. It was the rooster.
like, did we
find out.
beat Santa Ana because they were asleep? They took their nap in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, that's part of the war
Like
stories.
their alarm clock didn't go off.
Yeah. Not alarm clock, just took a nap. It's like the rabbit and the hare in the race.
Like, I mean, how did people wake
What?
up back then?
The rabbit was so far ahead of the hare,
yeah.
tortoise.
Here
and
it
the hare.
is. The first American alarm clock was created in 1787. And look, they
What's
are
it
the
look
kind
like?
with the two bells on top.
That's impressive then.
Yeah.
17,
It's just
yeah.
mechanical. You wind them up. So, yeah.
That's
The
pretty
other-
cool.
My other random question for you guys about your bed is maybe because I was on recovery for so long after ankle surgery and I could only sleep on one side, I feel like my left side, which is the quote healthy side, because the right side was the surgery side, it is so broken now. If I lay in bed on my left side, I just feel like that part of my body is like, okay, get off of us.
Oh, you
Like,
get bed sores?
no, ew, no. That's been being in there a long
Roula's
time.
ailment hour.
I just wonder, like,
Spatula to get you off.
if you are always on that one side of your body, think about it, for the next 4 months straight, only sleep on the left side of your body. Do not roll over to the right.
How'd you do that? Did you put a wedge behind you?
Do that.
I don't know, y'all. It drove me crazy. Because for a long time I could only sleep on my back because my leg had to be elevated in that hard cast. It was misery, and I couldn't sleep with blankets on me. I had to sleep on top of the bed with a wedge pillow with my leg elevated in the hard cast. And just basically I'd throw like a blanket kind of over the top part of me, but not the bottom part of me because it was hot and I just couldn't move.
Just knowing you can't move, or could you have?
No, because I couldn't. The leg was so sensitive, even though it was in the hard cast. I could not lay on my side because the side of the surgery of the cut was on that side of the ankle, so
It
you couldn't
sucks.
put weight
You
on
just
it.
got to learn how to adapt to do it.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
now my body's all like wonky.
Did you used to sleep on your belly?
I used to sleep on my
I
stomach.
don't understand people that can sleep on their belly.
can't
I feel
sleep.
like
I sleep on my
their pillow has to be
side.
full of- their pillow has to have so much drool on it
Why would you?
because gravity's gonna just pull it out of you.
Wait.
I know.
It's like a swamp.
I think
used to sleep on my
if I'm on my
stomach.
back, I usually snore more, so I have to be on my side.
I'm always on my
I'm
side.
a
Yeah,
side
I'm on the
sleeper
side.
for sure. And you know what they sell now? And they've been selling it for a while, but I didn't notice it until I noticed it when Bed Bath & Beyond was open still, because now they're closed. They have side sleeper pillows. Pillows specifically for back sleepers.
Oh.
You don't notice that in the
No,
pillow
I've never seen
department?
those.
Yeah, it's a side sleeper pillow, back pillow, stomach sleeper pillow. I'm like, I don't know
the
the
game. The one where you
differences.
put your hand through it. It's got the hole.
Oh, I've seen
I
it.
would like that.
I've
I would
seen
like to
that.
try that because my arm will fall asleep if I'm sleeping on my tummy.
Yeah. It's supposed
Hold
to-
up. What do you mean?
It's got like a loop
Google
in the
picture of
pillow.
this.
It's like a wedge.
And, yeah, and
Wedges
you can
up.
like put your arm through it
Wait,
and then just lay your head down on the top
I
of
get
it.
it on Amazon or Instagram. I'll see it all the time for
I'm
commercials.
going to Google image it so I can see
I went to
it.
bed
Oh, wow, interesting.
late last night, Eric, because I watched the Saltburn.
Oh, you watched
Oh,
Saltburn?
you watched it?
I even downloaded the 30-day free trial of Amazon
Oh,
Prime.
nice.
So
Don't forget.
God. Did you enjoy it?
was it worth it?
It wasn't a bad movie.
I can't believe you made it through that movie,
I had-
Eric. In the back of your mind the entire time, it's like, are they going to...
Oh, it gets worse with that scene. If you didn't yesterday at producer Eric, you can see Roula's reaction. I had her watch a scene from this movie called Saltburn. It was only out for like November. I think it came out for like a month, and then they put it on Amazon Prime, and it's free now. Well, if you have Amazon Prime, it's free.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a few scenes. There's like three.
There's
crazy
some
scenes.
really messed up scenes in
Why
there.
is it called Saltburn, though?
I think you could call them perverse.
That's where he lives.
Oh, he lives in Saltburn.
He doesn't live like the main character is living there for the summer. It's like a
Saltburn where?
in London somewhere.
Like
or somewhere
that's
out
a
of the country.
town name
No,
or
it's
an
the name of
estate
the
name?
state.
Oh, okay.
They're a big.
I live in Saltburn.
Basically about a dude who's infatuated with his roommate. That's what I got from it in that scene.
It wasn't really a roommate. It was a.
Friend? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a classmate.
Yeah, it's interesting how they met, and it's got some good twists on it.
I'd say.
Yeah,
And then they played one of my favorite songs
At the
at
end?
the very end of the movie. I was like, I cannot believe they're playing
Yeah, what
this.
is that
but
song? I figured
it
you would know
completely, it completely fit. It's Sophie Ellis Bextor, "Murder on the Dance Floor."
It's good.
It's murder on the dance floor.
Have you heard that one, Ryan?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna pull that up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
I'm looking where Saltburn was filmed. It was filmed throughout England. So I'm taking it Saltburn's not a real location.
Do they have British accents in this show?
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I,
All except for
my-
one
The
person.
scene that I saw had no
The main
sound.
guy was supposedly going to be the Joker in the new Batman
DCU,
series, the
yeah.
Batman series.
Oh, he's got the face for it.
Yeah, his face is.
Who said it
Wait,
yesterday in
You
entertainment?
mean the what I
Irish
would
guy.
consider this? Okay, the Irish
Here's one
guy.
with Colin Farrell and the other actor last year.
He had a decent physique, though, I must say.
He
and
knew he's gonna be naked, so he's like, I gotta do some sit-ups.
I don't want to say anymore.
That's all.
Yeah, and I don't want to give it away, but I'm so blown away that this.
you watched the
I'm
whole
going to
thing,
say it's kind of homoerotic.
Yeah.
And Eric made it through the whole damn.
I know. I'm surprised too. Here's the song.
Hey,
you
once I
guys.
commit to something, I'm like, I gotta.
So it's considered a black comedy thriller.
I don't think
There's
it
no
was
comedy.
funny. There were parts of like, oh my.
Here, I have the song, you guys.
Sophie
Sophie
Ellis
Ellis
Bex.
I love it
Wow, that's
when
a
like
great song.
Netflix shows or Amazon shows bring back music from like 20 years ago. It's such a
Oh, yeah,
cool
that's-
thing.
Well, Kate Bush sure is living that life right now with all that money.
Yeah, she got in the Hall of
From
Fame because
Stranger
of it.
Things.
Yep.
Crazy. All right, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, there's an update to the story from yesterday where Jimmy Kimmel was threatening to sue Aaron Rodgers for saying what he said about the island of underage girls. We'll update you on that here coming up next in Scoop. Here's your official weather for today, guys.
It's going to be really pretty, a little bit cooler. It's only going to be a high of 61 today, but lots of sunshine. Right now, 41 degrees and 611 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Right here
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
on KRBE.
It's brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. Today is Thursday, so in a little less than an hour from now, we'll be right in the middle of Roula and Ryan's Roses for the first time in 2024. Don't forget to go to krbe.com if you want to reach out to us for any kind of help in your relationship or overall in your life. You know, we check in with our listener line at 713-278-VENT, which we'll be doing next in the coming up minutes. And Roses is where we test your relationship to find out if your mate's a cheater.
In 2024, I just love even numbers. Like now it's cool because like I like 24 and 25. I just like 25 because
25.
Okay.
and then 26 will be good. So next 3 years, I love the numbers situation.
You're so weird.
Is that weird? Like I thought 2020 when it came out, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the best year ever.
Yeah.
Ooh,
3 months
man,
later.
what a
Was I
turn.
wrong?
That was the pandemic.
Well, let me put a little positive spin on the pandemic. We, as the Roula and Ryan show, got something we never had done before. We learned how to build a plane while we were flying it, or fly the plane while we were building it. We broadcast from home, which we never had
For like a
chance to
year
do
and a
that
half.
for
Which helps
17
us
months.
if there's rain, like where we can't get in, or if
Yeah, now we
things happen,
know
we can
that
still do
if
the
there's a
show.
problem, like let's say, if there's an issue at home, but you're still able to talk, sign up to the
Oh,
computer.
it wasn't
and get on
just
the
us,
air.
though. If you look at all the empty buildings around Houston, so many people realized, hey, I don't need to come into an office to get this job done.
And others are like, sorry, I work in the medical field. I have to go there.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let me give you a little update to yesterday. We were talking about how Jimmy Kimmel got so angry at Aaron Rodgers for being on Pat McAfee's show and basically throwing out a random statement about flying to Jeffrey Epstein's island of underage sex girls.
Do we know the whole context, like the whole what he said?
I've read the quote yesterday.
Like was it a
of
joke?
what he
Like,
said.
I know they're just shooting the crap.
Aaron Rodgers is very dry when he talks. I feel like he's kind of spacey when he talks. I feel like when he talks, he looks up into the space above him.
He's doing a joke, but he's dry.
When he's talking. I don't know him personally. I don't really follow him very closely. I know that obviously he was a big deal quarterback, and unfortunately for the Jets, it only lasted 1 minute
Yeah, not even a full.
before his Achilles got ripped out.
Play.
But when he was on Pat McAfee's show and he said that Kimmel would be outed as an associate of former financier and pedophile / sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, that's when Jimmy Kimmel was like, what in the hell are you talking about? Anyway, Pat yesterday said, we obviously don't like to be associated with anything negative ever, so we apologize for being part of it. I can't wait to hear what Aaron has to say about this. Hopefully those two will just be able to settle this and not work-wise, be able to chit-chat and move along. He also thinks Aaron was just trying to crap talk on Jimmy Kimmel, but he later he's going to have to clarify that.
That's more than crap talk. Basically accusing somebody of being a pedophile.
What I'm saying is we don't still know like what the joke was before that. We still hear that, but what was the
whole
conversation
context of the conversation.
that led up to it.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't just spouting like. 'Cause I listened to that show. I just didn't hear that. I even listened to most of the interview. I missed that part because they're talking about the season and stuff. I didn't hear him.
Nobody
make
wants
that
to be
joke.
associated with that guy.
Well,
especially if he was never there and it was a completely made up lie. I could see where
But he's
Jimmy
not saying
Kimmel.
it's serious, though. He's not saying. I mean, I know for a fact that Jimmy Kimmel was there. He's not saying that. He's making just a joke. How many jokes have we made on this show?
A lot.
Ryan, you could probably be canceled yesterday about something. You're just saying a joke. But
I'm
if
waiting
it's
for
Joke. And speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, this story came out yesterday as all these documents containing names of his associates, Jeffrey Epstein's associates, were released. A lot of the names were already known. One of them is in the court papers now, not negative to him, just questionable as to what he meant. So, illusionist David Copperfield once asked one of the women on that island if she was aware of Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking scheme. According to a young woman who was one of the victims and later testified against him in a 2016 deposition, she said that he asked her that, but nobody knows. It's unclear from the deposition what David Copperfield may have meant by the question to her. She said that he went there many times performing magic tricks and appearing to be friends with Epstein, but she did not ever... Like, she didn't smear him saying he was with girls all the time.
he's got his own island. Remember, we saw
Yes,
it.
we
Yeah.
saw his island in the
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
They probably have like a newsletter, like private island
yeah.
newsletter.
Yeah, the island news.
Come over
Maybe,
to my
yeah.
island.
Yeah, Millionaire Island.
They all know they all know each other. They all-
Judge Judy's got an
friendly.
island there.
Right. Who was another one that had an island there?
That guy
Those
that
are the
owned
three big
it
ones.
wasn't Best Buy. but
Oh,
it was
Fry's.
Fry's.
Fry's
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Is Fry's still open? No, that closed.
Here in Houston, they're not. I don't think they're open.
I don't know.
Well,
Anyway,
Let me
it's
look it up.
just it's just getting real tricky there with all this stuff.
Oh, some names came out. That's for sure.
Well, I think they're all the same names. It says here they were all the same names. People already knew.
I think this stuff was already out. I thought.
Like the
Yeah.
Prince Andrew. They said
That-
they
we've
got
already
him on
known that for a long
multiple
time.
occasions.
So
Yeah.
Bill Clinton was on there.
Yeah, it said he likes them young.
Gross.
Gross. Moving on, let me throw this your way. For children of divorce, if you heard your parent now say, I never even wanted to get married to that person, how much does that cut you deep? Because I would feel like that's your mom, that's your dad. You love them both. You're sad they're not together. But, Kelly Clarkson is very much in the news. I was talking about her yesterday saying, like, entertainment loves her so much because she's kind of like what they need right now. She's fun. And she has 2 kids with Brendan Blackstock, and she had a really brutal divorce with him, fighting over custody, fighting over land, fighting over assets and all this stuff. And she says in a People magazine interview that she never really wanted to even get married in the first place. She just didn't want to get married in the first place. She comes from a lot of divorces in her family. And she said, for me, love has always come with this elephant in the room of sadness. I've known love is not forever. I don't mean to sound depressing, but I think we put a lot of pressure on that word. Sometimes love is looking at someone and going, it's not good. That's a hard thing to face, but when you do, you grow up. But she says that she did not want to get married to him. I never wanted to get married the first time. Brendan had children. He had a religious background, and it was important, I think, for him. But I've never been that person. As her children grow, if they hear that or they talk about that with her, would that cut deeper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
would
does.
think
I'll
so.
tell you, it makes me feel really terrible because I wonder what I've done to my own kid, making her a child of divorce, and she sees how it could possibly turn out. And does it sour her on the concept of it down the line? So, yeah, you worry about that stuff as a parent.
And we did bring that up a while back. We could always bring it back around again at some point. For adult children of divorce, now that you're an adult and you have a better mindset about it, do you feel like it was better that they divorced and you understand why they did it? Or is it always going to hurt no matter what and you always wish
It
they were
hurts
together?
sometimes. Sometimes it's shocking. I had no idea my parents were getting divorced. I just came home from school one weekend and pulled in the driveway and they're like, we're getting divorced. I'm like, what?
But
And
I
how,
had
and how
no
old were
idea.
you? You were 18?
I was like 21.
So you're in that
21.
world, though, where you're selfish.
Yeah, I was in
Anybody,
college.
you're thinking about yourself, so you didn't see
I didn't see it
the
coming.
signs anyway. They were probably there, but you're so...
Self-absorbed
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
teen.
self-absorbed.
And
You're in your own little
adolescent.
world. It's different when you're a teenager or a kid. Oh, by the way, I found out Fry's Electronics, they're gone, all of them. All 31 locations closed.
Kev, how old were
Where's
you
the
when your
islands
parents
gone?
told you 18 that they're
I
going to
think
divorce?
I was 17.
17. And your brother was what, like, how many years apart?
4 years younger than me.
Okay. So do you feel like you saw that coming or that
No.
was also a total blindside?
I knew that they would fight, but I didn't know it was to that extent, or it had gotten to that level where they're like, we're going to call it quits. And it did really hurt. And it's still, I'll never forget that moment and that pain, I guess. Like
It
seeing
is.
your parents go through that and knowing that everything's going to change now. And everything did change now. And I mean, then and still is. And now, we have to do at least 2 to 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
If they don't
That
live in the same
sucks.
area either.
No, they don't.
At least if they live in the same town, you can be like, okay, just
Yeah, just
drive over.
ping back and forth. No, they are 6 hours away from each
You ever
other.
try and sneak over to one and not tell them that you went on vacation?
Oh, yeah. Is that like dramatic if you want to go see your mom but not tell your dad?
Oh no, I know. I could never.
It's too risky
I
with
could never-
social media.
Yeah. My brother, however, when he was in high school, he took advantage of the situation. When my dad would go skiing, he would tell my mom, "Oh yeah, I'm going to stay with Dad this week," and he would throw ragers.
Wow.
As class president, wristbands and all.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I
He's
was
throwing
not,
parties at your dad's empty house.
I was not that cool.
Guys, so after drama, and that's funny because you're the older son, and sometimes the older son seems to, have a little bit more. I don't know if it's more responsibility, but you also can figure out. Well, they trust me more. I'll do this.
That's why they're more responsibility. They don't have time to plan the parties like
Well, I
his
guess
brother.
that's true.
Plus,
You're
they
right.
feel guilt because he's young. And they divorce, so they'll let him. get away from
Yes.
her.
Oh, and
They
plus,
coddle
parents
him.
mellow
you're
out as
right.
they get older. Think about it. Everybody mellows as they get older. I was the oldest, and I was the example maker. They came down hard on me whole life growing up, and by the time they had my baby brother
You
Kevin,
give up.
10
10 years later, 10 years
They really
later,
wanted to enjoy having a child. 10
he
years
got
later.
away with murder. I mean, he got to do things that I could never do.
And then once you divorce, add that to it, you're really going to take advantage.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My mom still talks about of the 5 children in my siblings total. The third one is my second sister, and she still talks about how much she enjoyed her as a baby. as opposed to the first two because it was so chaotic and crazy. My mom came here, married to my dad. They're immigrants, arranged marriage.
Couldn't speak the language.
Couldn't speak the language. Gave birth at St. Luke's not knowing how to say a word of English, and her doctor was out of town. So she didn't even know what was going on. And she just remembers when she brought my sister Maria home, she still talks about this. Oh, I just enjoyed it so much. It was my own time. And because they'd gotten their own house, when they moved here, they were living with other like distant family. So it was
save money and
blended families in a house. So imagine you're having a baby and you don't have your own space, right? And then they had the second baby, and then when they had the third baby, they got their own place. So she just really enjoyed that. And then I came along, and my brother came English. I don't know. She said she learned from Sesame Street on Channel 8 when my oldest brother would listen.
When she counted, she'd go, ah, 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 ah.
You think that's how everyone does it?
My dad learned how to speak English comparing the Greek dictionary to the Houston Chronicle. He would look at the Chronicle and look at the words, and he'd compare them. And then my mom said she learned from Sesame Street. Isn't that something else?
No Google Translate.
I've been watching Muchachitas since the 90s. I've been watching Telemundo, Univision, telenovelas. I do not know. I've worked in a restaurant my whole life.
I watch it, but I put it on mute.
I'm a Texan, born and raised Texan, never took a Spanish class. How do I not know Spanish? And my mom learned English from Sesame Street.
I met a guy, just a white guy that works at this Persian restaurant. He's like a half owner, and he speaks it perfectly Farsi. I'm like, dude.
Oh, yes, I met that guy. What's his name?
I forgot his name, but
oh my gosh, yes.
I hate
you
him.
would never.
He's good looking.
You would never expect this guy speaks
rich,
Farsi.
and
Like
he speaks Farsi,
legit.
and I'm like, I've been married for I don't even know how many years now, 16, 17 years.
But you never tried, Eric. You
It's
never
hard.
even opened up Babbel or anything, did you?
Isn't that Duolingo?
I never did
is it on
Duolingo.
there? Is it on Duolingo?
They said
Maybe
there's one,
Farsi
but there's
is,
one
I don't
like
know.
Afghanistan because they speak a little Farsi as well, I guess, or something.
What if?
And it's a different like
Different dialect?
something's different. They said
Okay.
they can tell.
What if you surprised Niggy with say not even a poem, just a nice statement during your anniversary that you say completely?
Yeah,
in
you could
Farsi?
learn how to speak it,
Oh,
like
that would be
Oh,
phonetically.
that's for 2027. That'll be our 20th.
2027.
That'll
Oh
give
my
you a couple
God,
years.
Eric,
Give me
you,
time.
you just said you like even things and you like the number 25. Go for 24, 25.
It's gonna take me a few
anniversary.
years to learn it, without her knowing.
One lettuce.
What?
Apparently, you need to go back to Sesame Street.
One sentence.
Wait, let me. I'll say let. You say.
I don't know.
That was the
I don't know where
electric
that came
company.
from.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, where they.
So random.
My brother and I would do that. You know, where they'd go,
Oh yeah.
shirt, but we would say bad words together.
You missed the R on that one. All right, coming up next, we're going to check in with the listener line, 713-278-VENT. If you've called our listener line, you're going to be the star of the first segment of the new year. Yep. Let's hear what you have to say next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check in with Roula and Ryan's listener line.
You have 912 messages.
Ew. Screw you, clown.
You are a know-it-all, know-nothing. Really?
104.1 KRBE.
All right, that number is 713-278-VENT. That is the number. Now, Roula,
8368 is VENT on the phone.
you came in a day after we did.
Yes.
The first day that we were back, we had a panic button call about a woman that knows this guy is engaged.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But she was feeling chemistry, and she's like, I got to tell him how I feel.
She wanted our.
How did she know him?
She wanted us to be like, say, it's okay, go for it. Were they coworkers?
Coworkers.
No, classmates.
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 Okay.
Classmates,
He's
yeah.
engaged, and she felt.
And we were like,
feelings.
man.
We're not going to say that you should do that. That's
No,
wrong.
that's wrong. But, we had strong opinions on that. First appearance of the year on the listener line, the Screw You Clown Girl.
That panic button about the chick that's interested in the guy at work but has a fiance. Can we leave being the side chick in 2023? The world, the universe, God, whatever it is you believe in, it's not going to send you somebody else's fiance, honey, to be your person. How is that not a red flag? Do you not see the red flag? Oh, because look in the mirror. You're a red flag. Now, if the guy leaves his fiance and says, hey, I broke this off. I want to take a chance with you. I mean, that's still beyond a red flag. That's a ball of flame. It's the second day of the year. We already started with some bullshit. Oh, good Lord. 2024 is going to be awesome.
I think we kind of
Yeah, you're a red flag
agree with
lady.
her for sure.
Yeah, you don't say anything to the man.
No.
Wrong. Come on.
I mean, there's so many people to choose
And
from
if
out
you
there.
guys are already starting up something at work where you feel like he wants to hear it, that guy is already bad news. All right, next listener line call.
Yesterday was the very first rapid fire quiz of the year.
Oh, and Eric was out early. Ahmad and I went to the championship, and Ahmad took the first.
He didn't take it. He destroyed it.
Thank you.
He came.
Look at
he
him.
saw.
He had to.
He conquered.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Twine here. Let's go, Ahmad, with the victory. We're victorious. You know, I really feel like I inspired Ahmad to get all these wins because I just kept begging for Ahmad to play every Wednesday, and now he's just an overall winner. I mean, Eric, just don't go through a dry spell like you did last year. It's a new year, right? Got to get a couple wins, but let us sit on this throne for about a week. By the way, Ahmad, you really need to get you another victory song. Throw some Zydeco to wake the people up every Wednesday morning. Other than that, I love you guys. I tune in every morning, of course. Peace out. Have a good day.
Yay.
Now, he's talking about the theme song. Whenever one of us wins, we all have a song we play, and here's Ahmad's song.
Ahmad just won rapid fire. The rest of the show should just retire because I am really smart and they lost. I just won rapid fire. I just won rapid fire. You suck. You suck.
And just to update you guys, the reason Ahmad is doing some of these BK commercials is because somebody, and I don't know who you are, but thanks for pointing this out because now we can't unhear it. Ahmad sounds like the BK commercial voice.
And BK spends a lot of money during football season.
Oh, man. That commercial's on every minute, I feel like.
Oh,
and
definitely.
not until that listener told us, that sounds like Ahmad on the BK commercial. Then we started playing the BK commercial jingle. I go, oh, my God, Ahmad, that does
He
sound
has like four
you.
different themes of different things on the street.
Yeah, I know. It's
Ahmad
great.
on the street. Ahmad just went rapid
Not
fire.
everybody was positive on the listener line about you, Eric.
Hey guys, Happy New Year.
Oh,
Just
no,
listen to Rapid Fire. Ahmad, congratulations. Dude, first victory of the year. Awesome. Starting strong. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, I've heard that BK commercial, the real one, so much. That dude sounds so much like you, except only slightly more in key from you. Other than that, identical. But again, congrats. And that's part of the Rapid Fire. Eric lost. Oh my God. So good. Eliminated. Second round. Man, baby, out. Already being obnoxious about being a champion. Yeah, you were the champion last year,
Damn
but that
right
was
I'm a
last year. This is a new year, and you didn't even win the last game of last year. So, dude, calm down. But well done, Ahmad, for beating Eric. And in the words of Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada, that's all.
And by the way, if
I
Roula
love
won the
her.
last game of the year,
I did.
and you didn't go last yesterday, you should have gone last.
Oh.
It's a new year. I just
It was a
cleaned
new
the
year.
slate.
No,
I cleaned the
that's
slate
just
and I went around and
I just like how she's happy you won, but then she won't give me credit, my flowers, for winning the whole year.
Nobody wants to give you
Well,
credit.
she also said
You
I
won
was off
one
key.
week. I won the whole year. The first 12 weeks, I didn't win once.
all right. I want to cleanse the palate. Have a little positivity here.
Hi, I moved away from Houston about 5 years ago. I used to listen to you every morning when I lived there, but I stopped after I moved away. And this past holiday break, I was kind of like, man, I wonder if Roula and Ryan are still on air. And I looked and found your podcast, and I spent hours and hours and hours listening to you. It was instantly like this warm hug. Roula's voice is just so comforting. It felt like home. I missed all of you. I was so happy to see you're all still together. And I'm just really looking forward to continuing to listen to your podcast now. So just wanted to say, love y'all. I'm so glad you're still on air. Thank you.
Download the KRBE
Wow,
app.
that's so sweet.
Telling you.
You can go to iHeart even. There's so many ways to listen to us.
Pretty much anywhere podcasts are found, you can find it.
This is
But, I mean,
what's so
podcast,
great.
but you can listen live.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can listen live. And here's what's
Podcasts
great
are
about
great too,
technology. If you are moving and you're sad about moving from Houston, you're excited about your new opportunity, but you're sad you're leaving, that is a way to take a piece of home with you all the time because you don't have to hook on to a new show in your town. You could just, in your own car in another city, a lot of people listen to the Roula and Ryan show. There are some people who listen to the Roula and Ryan show. They never even lived in Houston.
Those are the ones that
Somehow they found us and they just listen to us all the time. So shout out to you guys.
They
You guys
found
are
us
the
somehow.
real champs of the morning. You never even lived
you
here.
don't even know what Houston
Houston's
looks
all
like.
about. You know all the Houston news, but you don't know where anything that we're talking about is, and you're still locked in. I love it.
All right, I'm going to give you guys a choice. Got one quick one we could do. We could do either a look at me now, a positive one, or tip your mortician.
I like the tip your
Oh, I like to
mortician.
tip.
What
People
now?
love tips.
Am I supposed to learn something new? Let's hear it.
Yeah. Well, remember at the end of the year, we were talking about all the people that you had to tip.
Right.
Yeah, I think we did a story about a mortician or
Somebody
something.
wanted to tip a mortician.
Or somebody called in and said they are one. There's a lady who called in and said she'd been doing it for a long, long time.
Maybe that was it.
Do you
What are
tip your mortician?
Okay.
I'm listening to your show right now regarding tipping and with the lady in the funeral home. Well, we did my mom's makeup. There's a fee in there that they charge $300. And whether you proceed with the procedure or not, they're still going to charge you $300 even though we did the makeup. But you do not tip. That's all I've got to say.
You do not tip the mortician.
How would you tip them?
You do not
Like you shake their hand and put the $100 bill.
Hey,
in their
thanks for
pocket?
making
That's
Dad
the
look
question?
good.
Yeah, the
No. You slide Dad's ring off and be like, yeah, you can keep that.
Yeah.
Wait, that's right, Ryan. You just said you do not tip. She's trying to reiterate that you do not tip. Who
She
knew
said
tip?
don't. She
Well,
said
who
don't
does?
tip.
I think we had somebody on that tipped or something.
Yeah, we did replay the tipping conversation during break, so maybe we did have a mortician.
Playing during the best of.
Did we talk about tipping like clergy people who come to like the gravesite?
Maybe.
No, it was a.
Now, this is about the mortician.
I don't remember.
Person that's preparing the body.
That'd be a good revenge if you didn't like someone.
You draw clown makeup
Yes.
on him.
Here's $200. Make them
stop
open up the
it.
coffin.
Oh,
Clean your eyebrows. Really like.
Oh, Dad looks mad.
Hey, I do remember 10 years ago or maybe more than that. It was probably 12, 14 years ago. There was a mortician's calendar, like the firefighter calendar.
Oh, my God.
Morticians.
Oh, wow.
Because there was a man who listens to our show who'd been in that industry for a long time and told us how they have conferences and all this stuff. And there was an actual calendar. And then I think either somebody mailed it to us. Because I remember the pages of the months. And it was these guys in suits, like
So
outdoors.
6 feet under was big.
In parks and stuff. And it was more like hot morticians.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy? There's somebody for everybody.
There's
There's
gotta be hot
somebody
people
for
in every
everybody.
profession, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, yo,
I'm about to hear you.
Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, it's brought to you by Duncan. I want to do this one because, Eric, you were all fired up about this story when you
Oh, yeah,
came
you
in
do
this
this?
morning.
All right.
Yeah, Grambling State's women's basketball started off the new year with a serious bang. They set the all-time NCAA record for the largest margin of victory for any men's or women's Division I basketball. Okay? Grambling State beat Houston-based College of Biblical Studies, CBS. Now listen to the score, 159-18.
What
Wow.
159.
159
Isn't it like a mercy rule or something?
Like
Yeah.
they must have just gave up.
The 141-point victory is the largest blowout of any Division I basketball game ever.
I think halftime it was 86-10.
Oh, man.
So the halftime speech must have been really great because they only scored 9 more points.
Well, CBS.
Well, were they not playing that half of the court? Like, they're
Yes.
just not crossing the line?
That's what the
listen
other
to
team
this.
should have done. The last 4 minutes, they should have said, you know what, we're not going to put anyone out there. You guys just try and
Just try and get as many baskets as
See
you
what-
can because the College of Biblical Studies turned the ball over 57 times, shot 18.6% from the floor. Now, they're in their first year as a program, so maybe that...
So maybe none of those kids have ever even played basketball.
I'm hoping they at least played in their high school or something.
Well, let's just say, what if they we're going to put a team together. Who's played ball before? Well, I played the playground a couple times. All right, you're on the team. Let's go.
I never heard of this college before.
Yes,
Getting
exactly
beat
what
by
it sounds like.
141 points, that sets the all-time
I
record.
get beat by 141 points. You put me on a basketball team against kids that actually played in high school, I'd be like, okay, well, you
I
can
read
just
their
have the
stat-
ball. Don't hit me.
They averaged 36 points a game.
The College of Biblical
Yep.
Studies.
Problem is the other teams average 100 points a game.
Oh, my God.
No, not a fair
I don't even know what
matchup.
the school is.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at either.
Houston, but,
I do know where the Rockets are at. They beat the Nets 112-101. So that was a good,
Shingood!
that was a good game.
Give them an all-star game.
The Texans were named to 2024's NFL Pro Bowl games. One is a starter. How do you say his name? Is it Laramie Tunsil?
On the Rockets?
No, on the Texans.
Oh, the
Is
Texans.
it Lamar Tunsil? Or I don't know.
It's
too much.
Laremy.
I
He was
just said-
selected as a starter while 6 other Texans made the short list as alternatives.
Well, I just said
So we
off
got-
the air. Shame on me because I cannot identify any of our Texans. I know C.J. Stroud's name now, but I
know.
don't know what he looks like in
They
person.
didn't put him in the. He wasn't in the. He didn't get picked in Pro Bowl.
I don't
CJ
think-
Stroud. Wow.
Yeah, he's not the. There were 6 alternatives or alternates. And alternatives. Well, I guess they are
alternatives to the sport.
They're alternates.
Let's play badminton.
All right. That's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, the first Roula and Ryan's Roses of the year. Unfortunately, cheating constantly happens no matter what's happening in the world. We learned that during Harvey. We learned that during the pandemic. It just never stops. And if you feel that your mate is being unfaithful or not truthful, you come to us. We get you some answers. We'll do that next on the Roula and Ryan Show.